The protests and unrest continued last night in Kenosha, Wisconsin, over the police shooting 29-year-old Jacob Blake. So these are demonstrators that are clashing with police after a city-imposed curfew took effect, with more fires being set across the city. Now, there is some new video of the shooting. We have a warning, but I'm not showing any of the actual shooting. We know that it's traumatic. This is a different angle. The footage shows the moments prior to the shooting. You can see Blake wrestling with officers before he breaks free and walks away. He was later shot at least 7 times in the back. Here's what his lawyer, Benjamin Crump, explained about the situation on Good Morning America.
Several witnesses said that the police seemed to be the aggressors from the moment they got on the scene, and the video shows what happened. He was walking away. He wasn't posing a threat to them or anything like that.
We also have an update for you from the father of 6. We've learned that Jacob Blake is now paralyzed from the waist down. Doctors don't know if the injury is permanent or how that has affected the rest of his body, but we do know that there's an situation going on with the movement of his lower half. Linz, I haven't spoken to you yet about this. Thoughts? Just tell me what you're thinking.
I mean, Jacob Blake was paralyzed from the waist down, like you said. We don't know if it's permanent, but he was. He was shot in front of his 3 young kids. So that's also disgusting. And even if he was tussling with the police, we can show you video after video of the same white counterparts doing something similar or resisting arrest and not being shot and almost killed. I think that we have to understand that Kenosha Police Department put in a policy to have body cams put on all their officers 3 years ago. So now we're 3 years later and the body cams have not been instituted, and they didn't plan to institute them until 2022. Who do those body cams affect most? They affect black people most, obviously, because we are the ones that are getting shot and killed by police. So what type of regard does it show for black life if you don't have the body cams? And like Dick Gregory famously said, we need to give police something to lose. And so is your racism and is your disregard for black life more important to you than going home to your family? And a lot of times that answer is no. And if we don't show that in Breonna Taylor's case, we're going to arrest and we're going to arrest and put the cops in conviction of the crime that they committed. If we don't show for a Tatiana Jefferson that we are going to arrest and convict these cops, then what are we doing? Because we're not sending a message that we're going to regard black life at all. These police officers didn't put on their body cam. They didn't protect this man at all, which is their job first and foremost. And he was shot in front of his 3 kids. And now we stand by, and luckily he's still alive to tell his story. And we watch what happens with this. And I'm almost sure that we will not get a conviction.
I agree. I don't understand what's so controversial about prosecuting criminal cops. I put that up on my Instagram. I don't understand the controversy over that. I think everyone would want that. Al, what's your take? Lindsay, well said.
You know, Lindsay, I just want to clear up something that happened yesterday before we get into what we're talking about. Yesterday, the comments were full of people saying that DBL had not done their due diligence, and because they said that I compared Finlandio Castillo to Mr. Blake, to what's his last name?
Jacob Blake, yeah.
To Jacob Blake. And what I thought I was being clear about is that they're 2 separate people. One died from their injuries. One has not passed away, thank God. What I was comparing was the fact that they were both shot by police in front of their children. So I just want to make that completely clear. Our producers worked their tail off at about 4 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock every morning, to make sure that we have facts for you guys ready to go. You have never seen a story here on DBL that has not been vetted several times before it's spoken into the camera. With that said, as it regards to Mr. Blake, as it regards to what Lindsay is speaking about, we just want a policy. Every business has a policy. If there's somebody at a fast food place that's a chain that is doing something untoward to the food, there is a policy for discipline. There's a policy for letting the public know who they are, what locations they've been at, if they need to go to the hospital, whatever. We want the same thing for the police. When somebody is shot, what is your policy? When somebody is shot, what happens to that officer? When somebody is shot, what are the ramifications? What can the family expect back? What in terms of financial damages, in terms of hospital expenses, funeral expenses? If you're not going to fix the problem, which would be ideal, we just like a set of policies to let us know what's going to happen should an officer be involved in a shooting that's been deemed negligent.